as the Sport Writers Association of Nigeria has commended the board and management of the sponsors of Salsa Sports Festival for taking the initiative to organize the regional tournament as a veritable means of harnessing grassroots talent within the region. President of the Sport Writers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Isaiah Benjamin, in a statement through the association Secretary General Ambassador Ike Okonkwo, said he has taken a closer look in both the preparations and other steps leading to the sporting events, and observed that the organizers have placed a high premium in the co-development of the Niger Delta people and indeed Nigerians through sport. It said their dedication and contribution in the sports development of Nigeria are worthy of emulation, while expressing confidence in the abilities of various working committees to deliver in line with their mandates. The number one sport writer in Nigeria called for heightened diligence and devotion in the organization of the competition. Michael, let's talk about the Niger Delta Sports Festival that will be coming up. What are we to look out for? What's the essence of this particular, competition?
Basically, it's about sport development. It's about unity and peace, because this is what a regional sport festival brings in. It is a place where you can be able to discover the next champions of this world. It is a place where future talents are harnessed. It is a place of a unifying factor where all the regional states come in one strata just to achieve a certain purpose, which is to unify in all front through sport and bring together different ideas in order to enhance sport development generally in the country at large. So for me, these are the basic things that we must, and as a matter of must, look out for. It goes beyond just hosting a regional tournament for the fun of it, but then there are certain things that serves as a landmark achievement via the hosting of the regional sport. There you get to discover new talent. There you get to know the state that actually pulls weight, that calls the shot in terms of sport development generally, because we'll be talking about sport development, and many times we actually focus the attention to the National Sport Commission and the NFF. It doesn't end there. We must start from the grassroots, and one of the way to start from the grassroots is the regional sport festival. Just few days ago, about 2 days ago, the Southwest Regional Sport Competition came to an end in Lagos, of which they actually won about 14 medals in that very one. And courtesy of that very one, we were able to understand that so many talent were discovered out there. Now, if Southwest actually held their own sport festival successfully, some talent were discovered, then the Niger Delta people also holding their own regional sport festival, talent will be definitely discovered. Then add to what the Southwest region actually discovered during their own sporting festivities. You discover that unearthing new and emerging talent become very easy. Other than leaving it in the hand of just the National Sport Commission, we say, oh, the onus lies on them to solely develop. No, it begins from you and I. It begins from the state. It begins from the region. And I think for me, this is the right way to go.
Right way to go at this point in time. Niger Delta Sports Festival. We hope, of course, this will yield fruits at the end of the day, not just by organizing this one just for organizing sake, but we hope that this, of course, will be achieved. We have the Niger Delta Sport Festival. We also have I think the West as well. That's of the West. We still have Southwest. We still have the National Sport Festival, as well. So I don't know what you make of it. We having these different competitions in the country. I don't know, what are we getting, where are we heading to at this point in time in trying to make sure we set such competitions in different regions. And for me, I thought, of course, having the National Sport Festival is actually something good, okay, where we actually use that platform as a means of harnessing talent. But now we're seeing different regions coming up with their own regional festival, where with the National Sports Festival, of course, in place. You think any relation? What are we heading at, at this point in time, having a different regional sport festival than the one we have, as the National Sport Festival?
All this, culminates to one goal, which is about unearthing talents. In, like I said earlier, there is just one purpose. It's not just for the fun of it or the fun gala of it, like I said earlier, but for the purpose of evenly developing sport, right from the state down to the region. Then you talk about the national. They are all aimed at attaining one goal, which is sport development. Whether it is a state sport festival, regional sport festival, national sport festival, all these collapsing them together. There's just only one purpose and aim, which is to unearth talent. So, and that is why I said earlier that if other regions begin to do these annual rituals of regional sport festival, it becomes very easy to lift the burden solely of sport development in the hands of the National Sport Commission. So all these, whether state sport festival, regional, national, they will also collapse. They sandwich into achieving one certain objective and aim: sport development, talent hunting. Because some of our stars in different sporting strata, some of them are getting old and they can't be there forever. It is not when they retire before we start making a hasty plan to actually replace them. It will take us 10 steps backward. But when you start very early from the state down to the region, then you collapse it to the national, it becomes very easy for we to discover new talent that is going to take the baton of leaders. You take a look at the likes of Haruna Quadri. They are aging. They won't be there forever. You talk about the present Super Eagles that we have. There are some of them that are 28, 30. A player like Truce Ekong is above his 30. He won't be there forever. We need defenders. Not every now and then we begin to run to overs to start searching for whose father is related to Nigeria or whose mother is somehow connected to Nigerian descent, so that we begin to trace them and begin to pacify them. Please come and play for the Super Eagles. Gone are the days that we should be begging people in the sporting strata to come represent their father's land, because if things were done properly and we have the necessary talent right here on ground, I mean, the stage will be too big for anybody to puff up himself to say, oh, I'm still considering whether to come and play for Nigeria or not. These are things that are very simple. The last time we saw a certain, was it a biker, a Chinese Nigerian that opted to represent the country, Nigeria, in the last Olympic game, just because she traced her roots to know that the father is a Nigerian. These are things that that other people that are from Nigerian descent were supposed to do naturally without being coerced by either NFF or the National Sport Commission. Today you are hearing that the national team coach has jetted out or be jetting out to London this weekend just to be able to pacify Ethan Nwaneri to come play for the Super Eagles. Is this something that we were supposed to beg some of these sportmen and women that has Nigerian roots to come and please represent them? No. When we have abundance of talent, you feel that honor coming to represent the country. In fact, you'll be pushing your way through to see how you can be able to represent the country, talking about Nigeria, because you know that there are enormous talents. You can't puff up your shoulder whenever you are called upon. So basically, these are the aims of these regional sport festivals, state sport festival, national sport festival. They are all aimed at attaining one purpose: sport development.
All right, we'll just keep our fingers crossed and see how all of this will pan out in the coming days. I remember when Shehu Diko came in, he said that we shouldn't even, be dreaming of winning medals, at the next Olympic game. That is about, developing sports down here, in Nigeria. Maybe I think this is one of the steps he's actually putting up, to achieve that, at the end of the day. But we hope that, at the end of the day, Nigeria will also, Nigeria will be that force, to reckon with, when it has to do with sports, globally, not just, of course, in Africa down here.
Of course, it is what is expected of the National Sport Festival. Countries like Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, they lay down 8 to 10 years a plan before they are achieving what they are achieving today. Now, it is no brainer that there is no Nigerian club that will be at the Club World Cup. None. Not even a single player from the West Africa or Central Africa region that has any club that is going to take part in the huge chunk of money that FIFA has budgeted for the expanded edition of the Club World Cup. We see countries like the North African countries, they have about 3 different clubs. 3. Then you talk about the South Africa, they have 1 representative out there. So you talk about Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, these are people that are actually laid down the grand plan for about 8 to 10 years, a sport development plan. And today they are reaping what they are sowing. Morocco, for example, the then Super Falcons, we dominate Africa. We make Africa look more like our junior brothers whenever the Nigerian women team play against them. You see that you get to hear 10-0, 12-0, 8-0. Why? Because then they had no plan. But Morocco, just within the space of 4 years plan, out of the 8 to 10 years, you see their women doing massive in the World Cup at their first appearance. So it boils down to deliberate plan and action. This is what we should be doing. You know, the Nigerian factor is about a quick fix. Let's just get it done now. It doesn't matter whether we are having competition tomorrow. We have this way of trying to deal with fire brigade approach. Oh, this state, bring one. We saw that you are very good. Come, let's go. And you think you can just go there like that with such savvy plan and displace people that have been preparing for the last 4 years? It doesn't happen that way, and that is why I tend to agree with Malam Shehu Diko that even after 1 or 2 years under his reign, we did not excel in the African region in terms of sport. We don't excel in the Olympic. We don't excel in the Commonwealth game. I will not blame him, because it has to be a deliberate and steady step, towards revamping and improving sport development. I won't blame him. Why? Because we need time. We need time. It's not just come today, tomorrow we'll go to a competition and you think you can go there and perform magic. No, even God doesn't believe in magic. He's a miraculous God. And this is what we must be looking at, not for the immediate gain, but for the long-term development of sport. So there is need for, for we to, have a long-term plan. So I tend to dance to the music of Malam Shehu Diko that, we need to properly plan.